We're going to do this late too. Hey, it's Bill. You're tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer right here on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, and 107.1 KFGD, St. Louis, Missouri, on the beaches of San Diego, California. I believe it's Ocean Beach, San Diego, California, RoodarooRadio.com. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, oldiesxl.com. In Scotland, xrpradio.co.uk, also the home of Friendly Fire, which build a scene for Angel Media, and XRP battle it out with music from our own scenes. And those of you that are in the States should come join us and make sure that we do not lose anymore, because all those people in the UK vote for the XRP. Anyway, this is episode number 651. Let's try that again. Episode 651 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. With me tonight for his, 7th, 8th, 9th, 300th show, Joey Connor, currently of Blackridge and solo artist and in stuff employee, guitar teacher. What I miss? Pizza tattooed.
Pizza tattooed. Pizza is tattooed. That can be confirmed.
Hey, before we get too far into this, we should probably wish your dad happy birthday. So,
yeah,
happy birthday,
yeah.
Nick.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Now he's the same age as me. I apparently have him by a month.
A month?
A little bit. What is today? 13th. A little less than a month. I'm November 19th. So just a little less than a month.
November 19th of 76? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why we went to school together.
Yeah. And a bunch of other people that I apparently know that I find out on a somewhat daily basis.
So I think I only had one class with him. And I mean like one class, not like I remember having art class with him my junior year.
Art class
with Mr. Jewett, who you probably don't even know who he is.
Nope. Not even a little bit. I went to Apollo. So
well, there you go.
Yep, I went to Apollo.
So you had Bill Duff.
I did have Bill Duff.
I can't believe that name was going to escape me.
It's actually I owe like my whole career to Bill. It's kind of a cool thing.
I have a feeling that there are quite a few people in this area that would say the same thing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. He was a phenomenal dude. Probably one of the best people I've ever met.
I was actually working on a website for him when he passed away.
Oh man.
It might still be up. I'd have to check, but it was never finished. He was going to start selling off his guitar collection.
Yeah, he said he always wanted to do something like that. He always wanted to. He always joked around that when I retire, I'm gonna open a music store and sell through my inventory that I have.
Well, we were working on that.
Yeah.
I remember I saw him at Sheetz in New Kensington one day, and he was wearing his checkered shoes.
As always.
And we stood in Sheetz parking lot at the gas pumps for like 45 minutes talking music scene. I'm sure there were a lot of people annoyed by that.
And he had that way of taking people and just bringing out, like, he was just always so nice to everybody. Absolutely everybody. And he made me play my first gig ever.
Made you?
Yes, made me. So it was in 9th grade. And I had only been playing guitar for probably 2 years, if that. And I learned the simplest version of Freebird you've ever heard in your life. And he's like, and I joined his jazz rock ensemble, which was this class where you went in and we did cover songs and we would perform like once every semester or something like that. It was like a high school band, but like high school rock band. And so I learned this. I was super, super unconfident. And he was like, "You're going to get up there and you're going to play that, or I'm going to fail you." Is what he did. It's what he said. And I was like, I don't want to fail something. So I got up there, I did it, and I think I played my next gig a couple months after that. So it was he kind of like, if he never would have done that, I probably wouldn't be doing anything today like this.
I remember I was subbing, and I knew of him, but I had not met him yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he was at the elementary school at Apollo at that time. At the I'm going to say the noob, but it's not really new anymore. They have a campus.
New.
Yeah, they have everything on one campus now. They didn't used to, but it was the first year that everything was on one campus. And I took this class to music class, and I was like, because I didn't know that that he worked there.
Yep. He worked there. He went on the road for a long time with a traveling band, and then he went to IUP. Got all the teaching stuff, and then he went to Apollo Ridge, and he always made the joke that like he went to Apollo Ridge, and that he didn't make it very far because he's back at Apollo Ridge, but he was there for 30 years or something like that, some ridiculous number. And his retirement changed that entire school. Like, it was incredible.
I'm sure. I don't know. I had minimal interactions with him, and you can hear what I'm saying about him. Yeah.
He got me he went with me to my interview to pianos and stuff. And like he said that he put in a good word or whatever. Whatever, he's talked to Bob, weeks before that or whatever. But like, if it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't be working at pianos and stuff. So
I think we talked about pianos and stuff last time you were on, right?
Probably.
Yeah. And since then, I have seen you there again, and you were still wearing your own band shirt.
Well, you see,
every time I go there,
I have 2 of them, so they're probably in the rotation.
Okay, but what are the chances that you have it on every time I walk through that door?
100%, apparently. No,
I mean, I don't go there often, but every time I've been there and you're there, I'm like, hey, you're that guy again.
Yes, I am that guy again. Well, I don't know. They're nice shirts, They're really nice. And if you want to find out,
that's what I was going to say. Where can they get them?
You can purchase them at www.blackridgeofficial.com.
Yeah. So also, since the last time we talked, you guys made a trip, and I need you to be careful on what you talk about on this. You understand what I'm telling you? Okay. So you guys made a trip to New York to Least of All Records. Give us a little bit of an insight into the trip as a whole and what you guys were doing there.
All right, so we went to New York. We got this opportunity to go to New York to record on vinyl records, which is like a turning point in somebody's like musical experience, because everyone records on CDs nowadays, and so recording on vinyl is like coming back and being cool. So people were able to purchase a single track of our songs, but it had to be under 5 minutes. We did like Raw Power, I think Celebration, New Day, Live Fast. Live Fast was the most. We had like 7 people that wanted Live Fast and Leave a Good Looking Corpse. And what we did was we had to play the song once. There wasn't no, hey, can you go back there and we cut that, measure of bar whatever and take it away. No, there was none of that. It was, you get that take and that take only, and then they send it to the person. So I think we did like 25 vinyl records in about 2 hours. So
did you I saw pictures of some of the band members all over the city. Did you do anything in the city?
No, not really. I work at pianos and stuff, as we've talked about, people listening, and our schedule is I do work every Friday and Saturday. And I think the trip was scheduled on a Friday or something like that. So I left Thursday night from pianos and stuff. Me, my girlfriend, and Paul all went to um, up to New York.
Wait, which Paul?
Guitar player Paul.
Okay.
And we drove up that morning at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we drove the whole way through, and we did the session and drove the whole way back. That was our whole New York trip. Because I think he had to go to work the next day. I had to go to work the next day. But the other guys definitely did seem to have a blast.
I saw a picture of Paul, the singer, standing next to the sign that said "No standing zone," which really means don't park, but it's still funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Yeah, yeah.
So my last trip to New York, we took a bus trip, and as soon as we came through the tunnel into the city, so we came from New Jersey into the city, traffic is crazy there, and
yeah.
and we got sideswiped.
Oh no.
And because like it was a regular sized car hitting a tour bus, my mom, who was on that side of the bus, she goes, "I think they just hit us." And everyone was like, "They did?" And sure enough, they did.
They did.
And then the person driving tried to yell at the bus driver. We were sitting still.
Yeah, really, yeah. The drivers were less than pleasant.
Yes. Well, if you've never been there, traffic there is horrendous.
Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Like, to go from New York City to I think we were in, I'm going to say the wrong city. We stayed in New York, literally right across the river. It's maybe 2 miles.
Oh, man.
It's like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah. You don't get anywhere quickly.
No.
Nowhere quickly.
But such a cool city. If you get a chance to go back, Joe, you definitely should.
If I mean, hey, it'd be cool if
but don't take your own vehicle.
If we get if we get a gig or something up there, that'd be cool. I'm sure we'd go back if we got another opportunity.
There, let's see, what did we do? We did Top of the Rock, Rockefeller Center.
Nice.
It's like 68 floors, and you're standing outside on the 68th or 69th floor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All kinds of cool stuff. We saw Trinity Church from Nicolas Cage movie, National Treasure.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie?
I have seen that movie.
Well, Trinity Church is the one at the end where they find a treasure under the church.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
Nice.
And the corner of Broad and whatever the street was in the movie also went there, which is Broad and Wall.
Well, we were right down the street from CBS Studios. I don't know if that's who did the movie, but like CBS Studios was like, here was us. CBS Studios was like that way.
Did they do the I'm completely blank on it. They do a morning show. Is it them?
Something like that, yeah.
And Al Roker. I think it's
so,
them. Yeah. Were you guys early enough for that? You could have went and held up Blackridge signs.
Yeah. www.blackridgeofficial.com. Like.
Hey, I'm not going to give any names, but I recently made a playlist for my daughter.
Okay.
On Spotify, because one of her friends, after she was talking about your band, said that she listens to soft music.
Wait. They called us soft music?
Yes.
Okay.
So I told her, we're going to fix that. So I went through, I have like a 305 song playlist for her to listen to now, ranging from country to Nirvana, which is what made me think of it. Nirvana on today.
Oh yeah, I got my $3 Walmart shirt.
I told her, I was like, listen, you tell her just because she doesn't know who the local bands are doesn't mean they're not good.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
But so you inspired her to listen to more music.
Good. That's awesome. That is amazing.
Um, Also, this is a story you don't know, but Paul, your guitar player, does. When I
Okay.
showed up at your CD release late because I was at my daughter's musical,
Yeah.
he gave me a whole stack of stuff and said, "Give this to your daughter."
Yeah.
And it didn't click that my daughter now owns the EP and I don't.
Well, I mean, we need to get you one.
And well, that's not 100% true because I made Paul send me all the MP3s right before we got on. But
Nice.
so Bria now tells me all the time that she is Blackridge's favorite Damiano.
Well,
And I don't think I can argue that. But anyway, so I know about that trip. And then you guys played this weekend at the Rock for Life
yeah.
um,
Christmas show. Yeah.
Christmas show. And I've never been to the new Acme Club.
Yeah, that was my first time too.
What is it like? Is it a music venue or is it more of a hall?
It's more like a hall. Like there was a dining room section, and then there was a stage with a dance floor, and then a bar like off to the side.
I'm sure it was great. I saw a
Yeah.
couple pictures.
Yeah, yeah, it was a fantastic time, and it's a wonderful cause, and we always have a blast hanging out with those guys, and you know, being a part of what they're a part of. It's a little bit of an honor.
So, who else played with you? Even though Matt and I discussed this like 2 weeks ago on the show.
Uh, Doug Carnahan, I believe, opened. I think Silk Nine played after us. I think a band called Kill the Drama played before we did, and I think Big House Pete headlined.
For sure, those bands played. I don't know if that's all of them though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who else.
I was hoping that you were gonna be like da 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 da. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah, no, I think.
that sounds right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I had a question earlier that I was going to ask you, and now I can't remember. Um, here, this. Do you even have a record player to play vinyl?
No,
No.
no, no. I do not.
I have one.
Okay.
I had a friend who gave me. Her business is to resell things. So like
Okay.
she'll buy something and then resell it to make
Yeah.
a profit. And she called me one day and she's like, "Hey, I have a Ace Frehley single and a Kiss single. They're 45s." And I was like, "That's awesome." She goes, "Do you want them?" I'm like, I don't have anything to play them on. so she's like, "I know someone who has a record player for sale. Let me call them." So I literally
Nice.
bought a record player so I could listen to those one time.
Nice. And it was worth it.
It was
Nice.
because I don't want to overplay them.
Yeah. Yeah. So now
But
you probably have like a bunch of vinyl.
nope,
Nope. Just
nope,
those two.
just those two.
Okay.
But my son also asked me how it worked, and I tried to explain it to me, and he then told me, "No, it's magic."
It's magic. Nice.
So that's what we went with. No, it's magic.
No, it's magic. It's understandable.
So let's talk about your teaching guitar. Why
Yeah.
don't you give us a rundown on that? Because I don't think we really ever we mention it, but we don't really go into it.
So like Bill taught at Murphy's. Bill Duff taught at Murphy's, and after I started playing guitar for a while, I'm like, and I started working at End Stuff. I'm like, I saw all these people teaching guitar and stuff like that. I'm like, I mean, I think I could teach guitar. So I basically got a couple of students that I taught lessons out of my house, and I was like, I showed them how I went about learning guitar in the first early stages, like learning chords. A lot of people learn guitar to learn songs, which is, understandable. You want to hear and recreate what you like to hear. But like there's so many songs that are like mostly the same four chords. So I go about that method, teaching them those chords, and then we can use those chords to play some of their favorite like pop songs or country songs or even classic rock songs. And then I was talking to Bill one day, and he's like, "Hey, studio opened up at Murphy's," and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So I went, and he put in another good another good word for me at another place, and was like, "Hey, you should hire this kid." And I think it was Jeff DeFalco that left, and then I kind of stepped into his old room, um, and then I've been teaching there ever since. Been like 2.5 years, something like that now. And I still have my first student that I got there, which is kind of cool.
So Aiden took guitar lessons for a little while from Jeff DeFalco
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Murphy's.
yeah.
Now he just, and I'm going to say this, now he just plays his trumpet and annoys you.
I was just talking to Haley about that story before we started this. It's more of one of those things where it's like it's the Murphy tried to soundproof the rooms, but
He
the
plays
loud
loud.
instruments I'll be talking to a student and like all of a sudden trumpet, which it never sounds bad. It's just loud.
He's
Yeah.
for
Good.
his age, he's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's as a freshman, he's the brass lead at his high school.
That's awesome.
He played first seat in the Mon Valley Junior Stage Band, which is 8th grade through 12th grade.
It's also awesome.
He's in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And he's playing in the Kiski Valley Community Band as well, which is a lot of retired music teachers.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, good for him. Tell him just keep up with it.
But I bring that up often, so people are going, okay, we've heard this story.
Well, no, it's just no. Tell him to stick with it. I mean, if that's what he's good at, tell him to just keep doing it.
And his sisters are going to be joining that band in February.
Nice.
I think their voices recently, when the sing-alongs, is what's getting them in.
Nice.
That's what we need to do. We need to teach them how to sing some of your songs. Because Paul told Bria to learn how to play the drum solo.
Sing the words.
Yeah. I mean, she probably could.
Probably.
I mean, they're all very musical, but those two are taking voice lessons at Murphy's with
from Mike.
From Mike. Yep.
Yeah, Mike's a good friend of mine. He's an amazing person too. Very talented.
And they're doing very well. In fact, all three of my kids, the music director at church is trying to recruit them to play or to sing in the adult choir.
Nice.
And Aiden's the oldest at 14. The girls are 12.
Hey, I think they should do it.
And they're doing it for Christmas. But who knows where it'll go from there. But she wants them. And then the liturgical music teacher at their school, they go to Catholic school, is trying to steal them for St. Joe's choir, which is across town. So all three of them, they're pretty good at it. Nice. Maybe you guys could add them to your sax. Has it got a flute, a clarinet, and a trumpet?
Nice.
We could jazz you up a little bit.
Make a jazzy Blackridge. We get told we have aspects of like jazz and all that stuff.
For sure. Yeah, there's jazz in there. There's blues. It's very, I tell people when I try and explain, I'm like, they're just very funky, but it's not like funk, but it's funky. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just go listen to it.
They're definitely all songs that you could like tap your foot to. And yeah.
It's very, and you're drawn in. And a lot of that is Paul.
Oh, 100%.
Paul is a phenomenal front man.
Yep.
Then,
absolutely.
The crowd's feeding off of him. You guys feed off of him. It's a lot of fun. That night in Indiana that I showed up last minute.
That was
That
that
was that was amazing.
when I showed up to that gig, I was not expecting that. like like Paul was like a guitar player. Paul was like, it's gonna be a bigger crowd. I'm like, that's awesome. Big crowds are good. So like I show up and I'm like, this is a bigger crowd. And then we started playing, and it was like after that first song, like people got up.
Yep.
Like, yeah, they got really into it.
I took a ton of pictures at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then as like from the middle on, I
Yeah.
couldn't. So it's a good thing I took a bunch
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
crowd just kept moving forward,
Yeah.
and then there
Yeah.
was nowhere for me to go.
By the end of the gig, it was like they were just like pushing like the barrier.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I was sending videos to people throughout the night. I'm like, look at this.
That was we hopefully we'll get on there next year, which would be awesome.
I'd be willing to bet that's gonna happen.
I hope so. Like yeah.
um, who who would you say? And I might have asked you this. We've talked so many times.
Yeah.
Who would you say has been your biggest supporter as a musician?
It was it was Bill. Like that's like it was 100% Bill the whole time up until he passed. But I mean, I have all the guys at End Stuff have been big supporters over the years. My girlfriend Haley's a big supporter. It's just there's so many like it's hard to narrow it down to just one because like everyone's super supportive.
Um, I know I asked you the pizza question, so that one's out the window. If there's anyone that I'm definitely asking that, it's you.
Everybody knows I love pizza.
If you could invite any four people in the history of the world to dinner, who's going to sit down at a table with you?
Well, I think it would have to be any four people in history. Christopher Columbus, because like I kind of want to know like what it felt like on that boat. 'Cause that was a long trip.
See,
Um,
I would want to tell him that he's not in the West Indies.
You're
or
not
whatever,
where you think you
the
are.
Indians. You're not where you think you are.
I would love to sit down with like Leo Fender and be like, how did you take like Leo Fender didn't play guitar, but he's now Fender Music Corp is the biggest distributor of musical instruments in the world. Like how do you make that happen? I would love to sit down with probably I don't know, like just all like Stevie Ray Vaughan, like what did you like? What did you listen to make you sound? Obviously, it was like Jimi Hendrix and all those guys before Stevie, but like, what made you want to do it differently, and how did you handle the rejection at first, like stuff like that? And I feel like Jesus is a good thing to say, but that's like a like.
Let me tell you why I just laughed there. No one. I've been asking that question for a few months now, and no one had said it. And in the last 2 weeks, I've done a bunch of interviews because I'm trying to get everything done before Christmas so I can, slide through the holidays and actually go visit people. And then the last 3 interviews that I've done, they have all said Jesus in this question.
Hey, it is Christmas time.
That's true.
And it's like, you have like that, but that's like, I'm not gonna say that's cheating because like you can ask them anything, but like that's definitely just like 20 minutes. That's all I need.
Yeah, I hold that thought for 1 second. Actually, I can't mute. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody, probably Paul. Paul, if that's you responding about Stevie Ray Vaughan and then Jesus, in the text, it's with the video. There's a little link that you need to go to that gives permission for us to actually see who you are from the group.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Facebook group, you need to click that link so that it tells us who you are instead of just popping up and saying Facebook user like that.
Yeah,
Because I have no idea who said it. So I'm positive I've asked you if you were standing at the crossroads with the devil question, and recently someone found a loophole and said that they would trade the devil for the devil's soul. So then you control everything that the devil would control. And
it's Paul.
Yeah.
At least I believe it is.
So this question I can ask for sure, even though, and I have asked it because it could change. Okay. Tell me about an embarrassing moment that's happened on stage.
Oh man, there's been a couple. I will not lie. There's been a couple. I think, but like the most embarrassing one is, I might have said it, but it's like whenever I was in high school when this happened, and I've always said that I would rather play to 1,000 people I don't know than 10 people I do know. Because it's like, it's so much easier to play to 1,000 people you don't know than it is to 10 people you do know. But I went to go play a guitar solo. Like, I was stepping forward and I ripped the cable out of my guitar. That was before I learned the if you put it through the strap, it won't fall out thing. And I just was like, click, and tried to come back in. And Bill tells me I did it, but I don't believe him. Because he was there. It was, yeah. And like when you rip a guitar cable out of a guitar, it just hums like. So.
Did any of those people that you knew say anything after the fact?
Yeah. I was. Let me just say, I was not exactly like. It wasn't cool to play guitar in my high school. So, and I was the weird kid that always carried his guitar around with him everywhere he went.
That was me with a goalie stick when I was that age.
Nice.
My goalie stick used to lay under my bed at night. Because you know, you had to be friendly with it so it would help you.
Yeah.
Those people that say goaltenders have weird superstitions, I don't know what you're talking about.
I always tell people I have a guitar in my hand. It's probably 4 hours a day altogether. Like, I spend more time with the guitar than I
don't. So how do they decide in stuff who's going to demo the instruments?
One day they asked and didn't stop asking. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's a busy shop, and we have like generally, if it's going to be something like super shreddy, they'll be like, hey Joe, you know, you do the super shreddy thing. Or like Billy Snyder would do like if they want something to sound like a really awesome 90s song, he'll play that. Or Cece, who does a lot of the acoustic videos. We all kind of have like our niches and our, you know, strong suits when it comes to some things. And that's how, if the video is pertaining to like a Sir, which is like generally a super like fast shreddy guitar, they'll be like, hey Joe, demo this Sir. Or like Billy plays a lot of Duesenbergs, so he does a lot of the Duesenberg videos, stuff like that.
So
Here comes the cat.
there is clearly a lot of guitar players there because I know some that you didn't mention there.
Yeah.
And one of them had a band with his name attached to it, Stevie J
Stevie.
Band.
Yeah.
And last episode, we played Sleigh Ride
Nice.
by the Stevie J Band, a live
Yeah.
version of Sleigh Ride. Are you familiar with that song?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Because it's Christmas and I have to,
Yes.
yep,
Yeah,
it's
play
literally,
Sleigh
it was December 23rd and I played. Now I just threw everybody off who's watching live. They're like, what? We're pre-recording, people. So
Ride.
it's December 23rd. We played Sleigh Ride by the Stevie J Band. We played Christmas Together by Corners of Sanctuary. We played Santa's Hog, another live song
Nice.
by I think I played on that episode by Doppler Effect. Recorded at Nick's Fat City.
Oh man.
Yeah. What else did we play? I can't remember. In one of I literally have been editing shows for the last 2 weeks. And one of them I played Finally Christmas Eve by Rockabilly Junction.
Nice.
So a lot of Christmas music coming at you guys, or in the past when you actually hear. Oh, I just tried to fall out of my chair.
Oh, no.
Well, since we're talking Christmas, what's your favorite Christmas song?
That's a good question. I mean, it's Jingle Bell Rock is pretty like, I think it has to like, it's pretty stereotypical, but I dig Jingle Bell Rock.
I like that one, but
or like anything Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I think I have to go with Silver Bells.
Silver Bells,
because it's in a range that I can almost sing, and I can't sing.
You can't sing. You know, anybody can sing.
Well, you know, you can sing, but the question is, does anybody want to hear you do it?
Never
And the answer
stopped
to
me.
that is nobody in my car does. Dad, stop it.
That's hilarious.
But there are a lot of like there are a lot of good Christmas songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mentioned Corners of Sanctuary. They have, I think, 10 years. Every year they write a new Christmas song, and they're kind of
awesome.
like a hard rock metal band.
Yeah.
This one is more laid back this year, the Christmas Together. But I also Joe Waderick, John Vento, and Jeff Jimerson did a song called that I'm completely blanking. That Christmas, that
Can I
completely
run?
blanking. But
Can I
yeah,
run and grab my charger so this thing doesn't die?
absolutely. When
right.
you do that, I'm gonna look for that song name. That song name is off of A Very Yinzer Christmas, and it is not in this folder. That's where it is.
Very Yinzer.
That Silent Night. That's it. That Silent Night. And what was that, Joey?
You said a very
Yinzer Christmas. Yes.
That is the most awesomest.
So
it's a very Pittsburgh thing.
I do not have all the tracks. I'm going to say there's 23 of them.
23?
I have Clinton Clegg.
Oh, yeah, from the Common Heart.
Yep. Please Come Home for Christmas is what he's saying. I have
Nice.
Gene the Werewolf. They did All I Want for Christmas. Joe Waderick, Jeff Jimerson, and John Vento, That Silent Night. Joey Waderick Jr., Christmas All Over Again. And Scott Blasey, Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Nice.
Most of those are covers, so I haven't played them on the show, but they're all phenomenal. And if you go to yinzerchristmas.com, you can purchase that album, and it actually benefits Band Together Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
which
John Vento's
and Moondog. Yep.
Yeah.
It is a group that helps autistic children have a chance to work with music, be musicians, be DJs.
Yep.
It's a phenomenal idea. And yeah. So if you like Christmas music and you like helping people, Yinzer Christmas, go purchase that.
Can't really go wrong there.
But yeah, lots of Christmas music over the years. And let's see. We've been going for 40 minutes, and I have only played Raw Power off of the Raw Power EP. And
Man.
since Paul gave me the rest of the music tonight, when I sent a message and said, "Hey, send me the rest of the music."
Send me the rest of the music.
Thanks, Paul. What other track should I play?
Hard Work, Hard Love.
That's the 5th track, correct?
Yeah.
Hey, why that one specifically?
So like it's this ballad tune, and Tony does this absolutely beautiful sax part, and it's like one of those songs that when we play live, it's kind of like one of those. It's a great song, the way it's arranged, the lyrics, and I always make the joke that I'm like, doesn't need a guitar solo, because Tony rips this awesome sax solo on it. So it's just an awesome tune. It's probably my favorite tune off that record.
I will tell you, I mention Bria all the time, but I do have the 2 prior EPs in my 6 CD changer in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll date my car a little more. It also has a cassette player.
Oh man,
yeah, it's an 03.
Almost as old as I am.
It's an 03 Camry with 140,000 miles, so it's still good for like 300,000.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
But I have 2 of the EPs in there, and every time the sax comes on and the song will end, if Aiden's in the car with me, he'll go, "That was pretty good."
Tony's really good. Tony's really, really good.
So okay, so we're gonna play track 5 off of Raw Power, and we'll be right back. For those of you that are watching live for the first time or watching the video after the fact for the first time, you don't actually get to hear it now because we are on a whole bunch of different platforms, and most of them will mute the video, and that doesn't do us any good. So what you want to do is this Friday, go to buildascene.com, hover over podcasts, click on episodes under the PA Rock Show, and it'll show you a list of all the stations and when they're being played. Yes, Paul, it's hard work, hard luck.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yes, but I only said track 5, so you wanted me to say hard work, hard luck.
Oh yeah.
And see, now he threw me off. So when you're on the PA Rock Show portion of Build the Scene, it lists the stations and when the show airs, and episodes 289 through this one, 651, are available on the website. So you can spend a whole lot of time listening to shows like this if you were looking to do that. Oh, he's not correcting me. He's correcting you.
What?
Hold on.
No, I said hard luck. I did not say hard love.
I can see why that would be disturbing, though.
Yeah, it would be very disturbing. Hard work, hard luck.
All right, so anyway,
just to make a buck.
So now we're gonna come in as if we heard the song, and maybe 5 more minutes. That way, I can actually play some songs in the episode without cutting a whole bunch out, which is what I've been doing lately because I love talking to musicians. So that was Hard Work, Hard Luck by Blackridge. With me tonight is Joey Connor from the band Blackridge. Also probably the person who has been on the show the most as a member of different bands. So you knew that was coming too. So the reason you're here is I commented that I didn't think you'd ever been on as a solo artist, and you told me you had. So
yeah.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about that too?
Oh, do I have to? I was a young kid with goals, and talked about them a little bit, and I'd say 95% of them were met. But it was I think it was like 19, 20 or something like that, and I was like, I want to play guitar. And I don't think I worked at End Stuff yet when we had that conversation. I was like, I really just want to play guitar. And it's, it's kind of cool years later that, like, we're having the discussions we're having now. And that's why I was like, hey, maybe we should do another one and make this one like the official one.
And we've talked about none of it until
Yeah,
now.
But yeah, it's cool to see the growth. Growth is always good.
Did you hear that?
What?
Okay, good. Dell Assist popped up on my screen and big loud ding in my headphones. Okay, so if you could talk to Joey, 19-year-old Joey, what would you tell him?
I would tell 19-year-old Joey, slow down, play less notes. First of all, I was a pretty big shredder back then. But now I'd tell him that stick to your goals. Stick to your goals, and maybe tell less people that you want to do this for a living instead of just trying to do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like you're definitely, whether you see it this way or not, working it in stuff kind of puts you right in the middle of the scene on top of being in a phenomenal band.
Yeah, 100% does. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, every time I walk in there, I'm like, hey, I know that guy. I know that guy. I know that. And it's not just the people working there.
Yeah. It's, and stuff is like, I guarantee if I didn't work at End Stuff, I wouldn't be the musician I am today. All those guys were like the people teaching, the people working were just so farther ahead than I was. And, had the background to tell me what I was doing wrong at the time. And it's definitely a hub for like local musicians and also professional musicians.
The first time I walked in there, I knew Mike Vasey and I knew Stevie J.
Yeah.
Now I know you. I know Chris Rain.
Yes.
Who owns the Leaning
Tower
of Green?
Something like that. Yeah,
Leaning something of Green. I don't know if it's Tower. Leaning Studio Green? I don't know.
I think it is Leaning Tower.
Anyway, he owns a recording studio.
Yes.
And I completely messed it up, but it's Leaning something of Green, Greene. I'm sure if you type Leaning of Green, you'll find it because
he's really good at what he does. He does all the mixing and mastering for all of the videos you see come out of End Stuff, not the Instagram stuff, but like the YouTube stuff.
It is Leaning Studio of Green.
There we go.
.com.
And his work is just, he's really good at what he does.
One of the things that Music from the 412 is about to do on New Year's Eve in the 11 o'clock hour, if I remember what Rocky said correctly, is to debut the video for the song Suicide Eyes by Skell.
Nice.
And the video was sent to me to hold on to because Mikey P was afraid he would lose it.
Oh man.
And then my hard drive died and I had to get it from him again. But it is two different concerts worth of footage that is meshed together, and it's good to bring up now because one of them was at Rock for Life and the other one was at Next Door Cafe.
Nice.
And I was at both of them.
Awesome.
And it's an amazing video. You should make sure that you go to Music from the 412 and check it out once it debuts.
Absolutely.
It's actually going to be during Jen Craven's first VJ hour ever on the station.
Nice.
And I've heard her sing that song in person at Speed Freaks, which we were talking about earlier off the air. So I think that'll be probably fairly important to her to because she clearly has a part in it now. So you know what you should do? Because I feel like you probably have more time than me. For anyone not watching the video, I 100% shook my head no.
What's that, buddy?
So there needs to be a show, something like this on Music from the 412.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm already doing 3 of them. So I think if I tried to do a 4th one, my wife might not be all that happy. In fact,
so you're saying that I should do a show on so
yeah, why not?
to where I bring on people and interview them.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool. Or like even like a Blackridge show would be cool. Like just like something like that would be super cool.
I mean, there are 13 episodes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you're going to do a Blackridge episode, you can do 1 member each, and you're halfway through the season.
That's true. That's true. That's very true.
So I think we're probably going to let it go there as far as the show goes. Okay. Because I'm looking at the time and we're at 52 minutes again. I cannot keep it short.
It's okay, buddy.
So Joey, I want to thank you for hanging out with me on episode 651.
Now that's episode 651 of the show. That's not how many times I've been on. Right?
No. Only like 300.
305. It's fine.
Yeah. Did you say 305?
I did. I went 305.
You know why that number's stuck in your head? Because that's how many songs are on the playlist I told you about.
Yeah, probably is.
Anyway, episode 351 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. You can find us each and every Friday on buildascene.com and various other stations that I mentioned at the beginning. Not going to mention them again now. But with that said, we'll see you next week.